Gary, a 1-0 win over Potters Bar Town this afternoon. It wasn't a convincing victory, but 3 points nonetheless.
Yeah, you could say that 1-0 win at home against Potters Bar's maybe not convincing, Jack, but it's the same 3 points as all the wins serve up. You know, we had a lot of good play in the first half, but we were just lacking that final pass or that final bit of quality. It felt like we wasn't quite clicking in the final third for whatever reason. Our execution and our decision making on the final pass wasn't quite there. When we did get it right, we created opportunities and chances, and you'd have to argue with the amount of situations we got into. We should have gone into half time more than a goal to the good, but the fact we were a goal to the good, you know, gave us something to defend. We know what we're capable as a group once we get out in front. We've had, you know, countless clean sheets and countless defensive displays that have warranted wins, and that was evident again. We more likely had the 2 best chances of the second half as well, although we had to rely on Sam Donkin to make an outstanding save in the second half. It was a game that was a little more edgy and a little bit more tense and a little bit too close for all of our likings, but 3 points in the end.
The visitors seemed to dominate for large parts of the second half, but they just couldn't find that goal. Do you put that down to good goalkeeping from Sam Donkin on our part?
Yeah, I think good defending, as I've just said to you. I don't think there was too many shots on target. There was a couple of chances that flashed across the goal, but outside of the one he made in the second half, I can't remember too many others, Jack. I'd have to watch it back. You know, Potters Bar are a good possession-based team. There's a lot of young players in there that manipulate the ball really well. I mean, they played against Horsham last week, and I think that's, although they got beat and beat heavily, when we looked at the stats, they had 65% possession, Jack, and lost quite heavily. So, you know, you can see that's, you know, how they're coached. I like Max. I've got a lot of time for him. He coaches his team extremely well, but you know, we found a way to win today. It may not have been as attractive on the eye as we would like, but as I've just said to you, it's the same 3 points, and you know, it's another one chalked off, and you know, we go again next week with a, you know, really difficult away game. But what I must add, Jack, and I think people and supporters and players and people associated to the club have got to understand what these players have just gone through. I mean, you know, there's not many leagues that have just had 4 games in 10 days. You know, our division has, and there's a lot of players that have played a lot of them minutes that, you know, that are an absolute credit to themselves, and I have nothing but respect and admiration for them. It may not have been a perfect performance, but it was a performance that they put their bodies on the line for this football club again, and for me. So, you know, a lot of, as I say, a lot of respect goes to the players, because it's been a really tough schedule.
It's now full focus on Horsham next week. Is it just about keeping this momentum going and keeping up with Dover Athletic, who also won today?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's we're a point off of where we want to be, but there's 4 teams that have been in fantastic form in recent times, and there's 2 or 3 chasing down as well. Horsham, one of them. So it's you know, it's all to play for. There's a lot of sides that are, you know, that are in good form. Horsham is one of them next week. So, you know, we've got to make sure that we have a good working week. There will be a, you know, recovery week for 3 or 4 players that have played nearly maximum minutes in most of them games. You know, we was able to make 3 changes today. I could have quite easily made 4 or 5, but you know, it's proved to be the right call. But we'll have a working week where we recharge the batteries and get ourselves where we need to be. I think the working week will involve some offensive work again, because I still think that is a work in progress. We're starting to see glimpses of it, but not enough, so we need to be relentless in that work and still try and make some improvement in that area of the pitch. But you know, it's you know, it doesn't stop. You look at our next 4 or 5 games, Jack, some really tough games in there, and we've got to have full focus and keep our foot on the gas.